Hey guys, this is Jose from the Council of Fiends at the Boca Raton Prodigy Games Regionals with 9th place, Dolens Boulevard, my boy DJ.
Always glad to hear it, guys. Always glad to hear it. I was playing Mathmech today. I had a lot of crazy matchups, to be honest. I was scared. I was going to run into some Bestials, some DD Crows. But luckily, I only had about 2 bad matchups. I had fought 2 Castira. I fought Bestial Dragon Link, which was really, really rough. I had to fight against like 3 Bestials in hand plus those bells, so it was a little awkward, but we managed to clutch it out. Finishing up X1-1, so we ended up at 9th place, just couldn't close it out. Appreciate you guys. But first, let's get started with the deck profile.
All right, thank you, DJ.
Always. So obviously starting off, I was really unsure about this package, but we had to do it. We played the 3 Defensor and the 1 Guardian. Honestly, I sided this out a lot today. Going first, I kept it in, but I really didn't want to see it against my bad matchups where Castira, you know, when my graveyard doesn't exist, this doesn't exist either. But this by itself sometimes with any Mathmech name is just game. It just pushes through a lot of interruption. I like it a lot. Going into the future, I might try the Spirit package, but for right now, this does the job I wanted to do. So,
question about that, because I spoke to a few people.
Yeah.
Do you prefer Defender or do you prefer Diameter as a normal summon?
I honestly 100% prefer Diameter as a normal. You put up the negate. It's just a lot of the times you either don't have it in hand, you don't have a way to get there. This does what it needs to do, but having multiple normals in your hand really is unfortunate. You never want to see this and Diameter because you always have to pick between, but you always want to go to Diameter to have the negate up to make sure your plays are live. But I'm not gonna lie, this came in clutch a lot of the times. The extra link material this provides is clutch. Using this also as another 4 to make all immersion was also really, really good. So I was just happy to have it. Like I said, I sided it out a lot, but when I played it, it came in clutch.
That's good.
Coming on to the Mathmech names, honestly. We play, of course, the 3 Diameter. Best card in the deck, Soul, Heart, and Blood. I need this. Please don't DD Crow this. Please, please, please. I need this. Obviously mandatory. I played 2 of each of the other names. I played 2 Subtraction. I played 2 Sigma. The gold card today, honestly, I drew this more than I dumped this off a circular, which is, hey, it got us there. And of course, we play 2 Edition. I thought about trying out the Nabla. Honestly, I wanted to keep like the amount of like names down to only like the very specific ones that got me where I needed to go. Nabla's kind of weird. I might test it in the future, but for right now, I kind of like how many.
How about maybe you try like 2 Defender, maybe 1 Nabla, maybe.
Maybe it's
try to bump it up. Try to bump it up the Mathmech names a little bit more.
Yeah, I can cut 1 and try playing another one because I needed more extenders. Obviously, I felt it today, but I'm pretty happy with the ratio so far. But I'm down to do some more.
Yeah.
Coming on next, we were playing obviously the arms of an angel. Oh my goodness!
You win the game.
Hey, it did what it was supposed to do. The Balance Warrior himself, you know, dodging, bro. The amount of times I fought like Castira today, and they banished this off the top with the Rise Heart was crazy. It was banished twice, and honestly, I felt really shitty, but I had to learn. I really did have to learn how to play without it. And
I'm fairly confident.
man, I kind of wanted at least that to put on me. Do me a favor, please. Heart and prayers out there.
So if you are still in the room, I do not
afterwards we play. Oh, my card, bro. This card was glued to my hand all day today. Listen, this card clutched out games. This card said, oh, I kept playing. This card said, any link monster. And it was enough realistically to push for the update jammer, for Alan version. This is so mandatory. I was really happy I saw it today. It was glued to my hand, so I can't even say anything else about it.
For coming out and participating again at this time.
Then for the hand traps, I was playing 3 Veiler. The mismatching rarity hurts me a lot, but to be fair, off of Heat Soul, I drew these a lot, and they're really good. What I always wanted though, I might cut it to 2 to have big space for maybe another bell. I was really scared about DD Crow. But for now, it did what it needed to do. I draw it enough.
And even the Bestials too.
Yeah, the Bestials were really, really scary. Then going in, obviously, the mandatory card. We cannot let Branded Fusion resolve. Please, 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 please. We cannot let that card resolve. So everybody plays it. You know what it does. It's there. Then Rocky Balboa. You know, we have make people a little bit scared today, but this card, multiples were stuck in my hand for some reason, but you know, if it resolved, we won. If it didn't, we pitched it off sign and mining. So, and honestly, as a bridge, it was really good. I saw it, Small World. It was clutch.
Helps you get back to circular.
Oh, for sure. Then we have the necessary bridge, but also this card right here says we don't lose to a Rise Hard Pass. A lot of times, it was banished off the top because Cashier was broken. They always somehow manage, to hit the exact card they need to, but it's okay. We managed to play through it.
So you never bricked on the hand traps?
Honestly, there were a couple times where I did, but seeing a way to get to, let's say, for example, Parallel Exceed, any normal summon of one of the hand traps turned into Almirage, and then that opened up a line for the Parallel Exceed so I can start going into Alan version. So I don't mind it too much because even if you have to normal summon them, they're not too bad. They're less than 1,000 attack, so they do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Going in, of course, the card that says, please, we do not want to get DD Crowed or Bistio. This is a hope and prayer that essentially that our Super Factorial resolves. Like I was saying, I might consider cutting the third Veiler down to 2. I'm playing a third of this. I really was happy with this today. Seeing it was okay, but having it going first made me feel really safe, especially going into my Super Factorial. I was, like I said, scared before. I had to fight Bistio Dragon Link. I drew this. He Magnumudded. I said no. He activated Druid Swarm. We had another one. We had Call By. There's situations where this right here saved our lives a lot. I really would probably play this at 3. Honestly, really fan favorite. Then we have the spell cards coming in. Really happy to have it. 3-sided mining, also known as 3 more copies of a circular. Please don't ash this. Let it resolve. Let it resolve. Let it resolve.
You went from 9 copies of circular to 7.
Exactly. We were like hoping and praying that this resolved. A lot of times, actually, going into Cashier, I kind of wanted them to have ways to stop it because we needed other cards in our hand to resolve. So a lot of times, sometimes we hard drew circular, so we were broken, and this was just essentially ash bait to try and make sure the rest of our lines went through.
Yeah.
But I was obviously happy with this. This is just 3 more copies of anything else that we need in the deck. Sometimes it was Defensor, honestly, instead of searching for Circular. That got us there, but it was okay. For the other 3 spells, we play, of course, 3 more copies of the exact same card you just saw. We play Small World. This card says search anything in the game. I'm trash at this game, so, sometimes we messed up our bridges, but we figured it out along the way. We had some help. It's a learning experience, honestly. And I was really happy. I have really good friends, at my local card shop who showed me, some bridges that I didn't realize. I was out here thinking, man, this is a tuner. What am I gonna do? But I was really happy. People explained it a little bit better to me. I was more comfortable with the lines, and I'm really happy I had this. This was obviously, 3 more circular.
Yeah, so you got 7 copies from 9 to 7.
Yeah, it gets you there. Then the one equation, it's just an extender. Sometimes I use it to push into a transcode access play. Other times it was just another name to make Alan version. Sometimes it was just a bait, honestly, to force out some type of negate. All around general extender. You search it. Coming in. Listen, I don't want to say I got deck check today, and these were new sleeves. I was not double sleeving before. And I had to borrow a call by, so this was not the same call by that I was using. This was another call by. And I was really, really happy that I had this card. Not so happy with the fact that I got deck check for it, but it's okay. But honestly, even after I swapped it out to another copy, which was higher rating, this was stuck in my hand. So I was happy. This said my stuff is going to happen. Small World was resolving, Sunday Mining was resolving. I was broken, so we call ourselves a sack. We drew the one of way too often.
Wait, why did you get deck checked exactly?
We got deck checked round 3.
For what?
It was the Firewall Guardian and the call by. The condition, I'm assuming was a little too played. Like I said, this is a common from Dark Neostorm. It's super hard to find. And the call by, I'm also assuming was played. It wasn't really explained to me very well. They were just yeah, you got to switch this out. I'm like, okay.
Oh, wow.
I was able to find a friend, shout out to my boy Isaiah, who was able to lend me another copy of Call By and High Ready. And thanks to him, I drew his broken copy all the time. The Guardian, we were not able to get another copy of, but we came to a compromise. We were able to get through with double sleeving. So I'm just happy, that it was there initially to begin with. Then going in, obviously we go into our traps, just standard 3 Imperm. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy Please to God,
All
man.
the cards everyone's playing.
I know, but like, I was so happy to see this against a Rice Heart. You don't even understand. My hopes and dreams said, please to God, top deck, top deck, top deck. So,
Tell me about how
And-
Factorial cure cancer.
the best card in the deck besides circular. If this resolves 9 out of 10 times, you're winning the game. A lot of the time, sometimes they would hit our diameter, they would hit something else. But Alan Burschen alone was also enough to push for follow up. And this hitting like 3 things, like this is just summons bootleg Trish, man. This says summon bootleg Trish, and in theory, you win the game. That's it for the main deck. It's 41 cards. It's crazy, but I needed that call by, so I'm not questioning 41. Anything I would change from the main deck? Like I said before, I'd probably just change one more defensor. I'd change it into a Nabla maybe to try it for test. And the third Veiler, I'd probably turn into a Ghost Bell. Ghost Bell was clutch. Going into the extra deck. For Link 1s, we were playing the Link Spider, Lingaribo, and Almirage. These are generally combo starters for Lingaribo and Almirage. The Link Spider you make only usually when you get nibbed. You turn the token into a Link Spider, it's a Cyverse. And then a lot of times I was broken. Like I said, I drew Parallel Exceed after I got nibbed, so it was okay. I was able to keep going beyond that. And other times, I just needed another Cyverse name. So I would summon Sigma, I would turn the token into this. These two would make Splash Mage, and we'd push from there. So I was really happy to have it overall. Then afterward, we play our Link 2s. We play 2 Splash Mage. Please. Honestly, some days I felt like I should have had 3 of this, but you can't really play 3.
Oh, that's too much.
Yeah, that's way too much.
That's way too
but
much.
I was just happy to have it overall. When it worked, it worked. General combo piece, did what it needed to do. This, you make honestly, you make update jammer in this, and then sometimes you go transcode, you bring it back, you go access code. It's just game. Generally, always happy to have this. Mr. Game Winner himself, this transcode into access. This is just 53, 53. Sometimes a little bit rude. Sometimes today, honestly, I had to make access with only, 4,300 attack, but swinging twice, popping the whole board, it does what it needs to do anyway. So, hey, OTK is OTK. Then the card that I love, but everybody also loves to hit from my extra deck, transcode. I only play the one. But I was super greedy today. I used it a lot turn 1. I would often go for a transcode Heat Soul line. I wanted my Heat Soul to be prevented from targeting. I wanted the cold link protection. I wanted the attack modifying gain. And oftentimes when I was going second, I wanted to have the extra Code Talker name to make sure my Sonic Conflict was always live. If they had a Kaiju for either the Heat Soul or for this. One way or another, I was always going to have a Code Talker on board. So,
But wouldn't you probably want to play 2 transcode at that point?
Honestly, yes. I also considered playing the G Golem, which would bring this back. Going into the future, I'd probably play it. Realistically speaking, this card is way too clutch. Like I said before, I got lucky. I was really greedy with this. But it would probably be great to have a second one, or at least the G Golem, to bring it back.
In this build, the G Golem is
Doesn't the G Golem require Earth monsters?
No, it requires 2 Cyvers.
2 Cyvers.
And it brings back an Earth Link, which this happens to be an Earth Link,
If
so
you
it'll
get
bring it
nib,
back.
that's why you play the Link Spider. If
Yeah,
nib,
you get lib, you
yeah.
go off into that, and it's pretty good.
Yes.
Then obviously the Heat Soul. This was essentially our main board today. We would end on this plus Super Factorial. This drawing into your hand traps that you need. Sometimes drawing you into an extender was super clutch. The life points mattered in my round 1, but I'm bad at the game. I didn't see a line for game, but it was there. I'm always happy to have this. This is essentially the control aspect of the deck. I was good for drawing into hand traps and extenders. Then for the actual names that we play 2 Alan Burschen. This was the MVP. It did what it's supposed to do. It was Ash Bait. It was the extender. It searched circular. If this resolved, we were cooking. We got diameter. This was really, really. I was really happy to have it today. Obviously, you want to play the 2. I would never be in a situation where I would want to make it again. But coming into Laplacian, there were times where I thought about having another one, but that was just me misplaying. There are situations where I could have, timed it a little bit better, but it was super good. Everybody knows what this does. This is essentially, like I said, Trish at home. So ripping 1 monster, 1 spell and trap, and 1 random card from your hand. So all it's good really to have.
Trish is Laplacian at home.
Pretty much. Then everybody's gonna hate me for this. The mismatching rarities, yes, ugly. The gold rare that every time. Listen. Hold on.
Look at that.
Oh, disgusting. Every single time that they hit my access code, I would ask them if it's okay to swap the gold for the secret. Because listen, just banish the gold. Let's pretend it doesn't exist.
Judge.
But some of them were a little rude about it. Some of them were like chill. So I was happy.
Weird and you
I was
stank.
happy.
What's your name again, sir?
We pretend this card doesn't exist. All right, let's pretend both of these are secret, and and get about our day.
Yeah.
And then for the last 2 cards, honestly, I only made this like 3 times today, but when I did, I was really happy I did. Honestly, this pushed for game a lot. This can get super big. You know, you dump a Cyverse from your deck or extra deck. Sometimes, you know, you don't have a line to diameter. This can dump the diameter that you need. This can also dump the fusion. I like it. In the grave, it's a spell trap negate as long as you control a link for a higher monster. Realistically speaking, it didn't come up enough for me to like maybe warrant playing it more in the future. I might cut this, like I said, for another G Golem and maybe the second transcode, so we'll see. But I was really happy to have it. It did what it needed to do. It won the games that I played it in. And then other situations, I didn't have enough extenders to make it, so it felt needed. This also played it really well into like spell and trap heavy board. So if my Lingeribo was gone because I had to use it in a combo line, having this into back row decks, especially like for example Labyrinth, which I had to face round 4 if I'm not mistaken, it felt really good. It felt really safe. So in general, it did what it needed to do today, but in the future I might like try swapping them out because they didn't come up enough.
I have a question. How come you don't play the rank 9 Cyberse monster that negates monster effects?
So the reason why I wasn't playing the Mirror Logic, I know exactly which one you're talking about. I really felt that having the quick effect like negate was useful, but a lot of the times, at least in testing, you know, at locals I play usually a lot of helmet decks, but when I play this, I always felt the need, like I struggle a lot against back row. Like my sideboard, as you'll see in a little bit, covers that, but I always feel like a need where like, okay, I usually draw enough hand traps where I can stop my opponent, but I care usually more about specific spells and traps that give them enough advantage that I can't really interact with very well.
Yeah.
So I was just happy to have it. But like I said, in general, just for future testing, I want to try different stuff. I might swap it out for the G Golem and another transcode. So
Okay.
that's it for the extra deck. Coming into the side deck, the card that I drew so often, sometimes way too often, but DD Crow, I thought a lot about it. I discussed it with some people about playing the Bestials. I do have them, but I was actually happy to have this. This was a Small World Bridge. This was a normal summon into Almirage plus Parallel. This was good to have even in multiple, because sometimes the Bestials having it in multiple was awkward, but I was just in general happy to have this. There was one match I fought against a good friend of mine. She was playing Sprite Tier, which is crazy, but I saw 2. You know, I hit both the tier element names that she sent to try and fuse, and it just felt really good to have, especially when I put it in. So overall, wouldn't change a thing about it. Then the cards I put in essentially going first, I put in 1, 2, 3. I played 2 Microcoder and the 1 Silent Conflict. These are searchable. This is a counter trap that's only live while I have a Code Talker, like I was talking about earlier before. We play Transcode, Access Code, Heat Soul. You know, we have a lot of Code Talker names. So it's always good to have going first if you expect them to play evenly, Lightning Storm, something that like checks your board, obviously board breakers. And this is searchable with Silent Mining. And even if you open the Silent Conflict and this, since it lets you link from hand, I would search for the Silent, I'll play for Silent Mining. So sometimes you just need this, you link off and you get Silent Mining to get Circular. So this is good to have. We also, especially going first, we would side in the 3D barrier. Nothing really to say about this. Everybody knows what it does. It checks what it checks, and if you see it, sometimes you just win the game automatically. Going second, because Konami is crazy and insane, they play the they put Lightning Storm at 2, and I was like, okay, so we'll take one out and play Harpies. So we saw it. Honestly, I feel like, if I'm not mistaken, my round 5 opponent might have been mad at me because we drew kind of busted. We Lightning Stormed. He left his stuff in an attack position. I was like, you're crazy.
He deserved it.
And then we hit the back row, and then we literally, he deserved it. You're right. We Lightning Stormed his monsters, then Harpies his back row, and then we said Reveal Circular. And yep, that was what we call handshake. And then the last 3 cards, these have no names. We call them game winners. When you we say enter battle. No response, win the game. We check a lot of decks, obviously, with this. I was happy to have it. Realistically, thinking about it in the side, there's nothing else really I probably would have taken out or tried else. Like I said before, everybody's telling me about Droll. Real talk.
Or probably main it.
Main it, more than likely, probably would have been better than siding it. There are a lot of situations where I felt like it could have come up today, and especially since it's searchable. It's kind of broken in Small World. But overall, I was happy with the choices I did have. The main deck is really where I would make the tweaks, like I was saying before, when it comes to the defensive line. Nabla would be a tech to try. The hand trap lineup could use some work, but overall, I was pretty happy with the side overall. And so that's pretty much it right there, guys.
Any shout outs?
I gotta shout out obviously my boy Isaiah. I gotta shout out my boy Danny. My other friend Isaiah. Yes, that's two. My boy.
Shout out first.
I gotta shout out my boy.
This guy.
Look at him. Don't even look at him. Then I gotta shout out my roommate Miles, one of my best friends. Obviously the homie looking out. I gotta shout out all my friends who tested with me, who made fun of me, who helped me misplay, helped me slow down, showed me different lines.
Damn right, I always make fun of you.
Who let me borrow cards. I gotta shout out obviously my boy Justin, who filled out my deck list for me last night, crazy last second, and who also made a mistake on my deck list that I had to fix. But you know, it's always great. Shout out to my home shop, Cool Stuff Hollywood. Always glad to have those guys there. I love them and I hate them, and I'll probably be back with some shenanigans with maybe Helmet and maybe playing this deck again. Appreciate you guys.
All right, thank you, DJ.
Always.
Congrats, man.